Thanks for spending part of your Monday with us on Mid-Morning. A new survey raises concerns about the well-being of our nation's teachers.
This survey shows that more educators are saying their mental health is suffering compared to when they were last surveyed 2 years ago. In this most recent survey, 58% said their mental health was not good at least 7 or more of the last 30 days. Similar survey in 2015 showed only 34% felt that same way. It's a pretty striking difference, right? And when you hear that, you say, okay, these teachers, their job just by its nature is stressful.
Oh, yeah.
But when you have that significant of a difference, Allie, you look and say, well, what happened? You were looking at some of the results from 2015.
Yeah, I looked at some of the results from 2015, and so teachers, I'm going to start with this because 55% of them believe that they are portrayed in the media negatively, so that's just to start off.
Sure.
And then, how often do you find yourself stressed out in the workplace? 73% said often. They find themselves stressed out very often. And then finally, some of the interesting thing that I saw was just, I am enthusiastic about my profession. The people who were at the early stages of their career, very enthusiastic, 89%, whereas the people who have been doing the job for a lot longer, 47% of them were feeling not that great about their job.
So that was the 2015 survey.
Yes.
So then you look at the change that happened from 2015 to 2017, and Jason, it seems like this is very political.
It's the election. It is very political, the results of this survey, and the change has a lot to do, according to these teachers who were polled. So this is a poll that was of some teachers' unions in New York City and then 6,000 other teachers around the country who responded to an online survey by this outfit, which it's a national teachers union group, and then another group that's kind of a nonprofit that's, I forget exactly their mission.
But I don't remember their mission, but I remember their name.
Yes. It's the badass teacher something or another.
There you go.
So you
hesitant to say that on television.
And there we did. So just take this for what it is, right? But 86% of teachers in this survey said they didn't feel respected by the education secretary, Betsy DeVos. So
that's a very high number.
Very high, but you can perhaps, Kylie, understand why teachers might be maybe more responsive to a national political change than, say, you know, an accountant, where your work maybe isn't directly impacted.
Well, and their work is, and you know, we think back to a couple of years ago or the last decade, there was that big stress about standardized testing, the different ways of teaching. And I think that when it's coming from the top like that, and you look, and teachers are so forward-thinking. They're teaching kind of the future students of the world, and for them to think, well, maybe the future is going in a direction that we don't like, you can imagine it'd be stressful.
I think too, anytime there's a leadership change, whether it's at the local level or the government level, local government level, or even at the federal level, people get scared, especially teachers, anytime there's a change, because they wonder how it's going to affect them.
Sure, whether for legitimate reasons or reasons that you may disagree with.
Exactly.
There's no question that teachers, by and large, were not on the Donald Trump train in this election. So there it is. You see it's resulting in stress.
Well, our dreams can be